Out in Appalachia, some deliveries never make it home, and some drivers never come back the same. Tonight, I'm sharing one of those real stories, straight from a long-haul driver who lived it on a moonless run through West Virginia's ridges, passed anonymously from rig to rig until it reached here, brought to you by the whispers on the radio, Creepy.
I've been running coal and timber loads through the southern Appalachians for 15 years. Mostly out of Asheville up to Knoxville, or over the ridges into West Virginia. The interstates are bad enough, but the real hauls take you off onto those two-lane blacktops that snake through the hollers. US 23 north of Hot Springs, or the old sections of Highway 421 where the guardrails end and the drop is straight into laurel thickets. You learn quick. Don't stop after dark unless the rig's dying. Don't answer calls from numbers you don't know. And never, ever respond if you hear your name from the woods. It started small, the way these things do out here. First time was late October, leaves already gone, moon fat and cold. I was empty heading south on 23 after dropping a load in Pikeville. Around 1 a.m., just past the Tennessee line where the road hugs the French Broad River, the CB crackled. Not the usual chatter, dead quiet on 19 that night, like everyone else knew better than to talk. Then a voice. Clear, no static. My brother's voice. Ray? That you, Ray? Pull over, man. I need help. My brother Tommy died 8 years back. Black lung from the mines, then the cancer that ate him fast. We weren't close at the end. He blamed me for leaving the holler, chasing better money on the road. Hearing him now, calm and casual like we were kids again, my hands locked on the wheel. I didn't answer. Figured it was a trick of the mind. Tired, bad reception, some kid messing on a ham radio. But the voice came again, closer somehow, like it was right outside the cab window. Ray, come on, brother. It's cold out here. Just a cold stop. I cranked the volume down, floored it. The voice faded as I climbed the next ridge. By the time I hit the Flying J at the state line, I told myself it was nothing. Hallucination from too much coffee and not enough sleep. But it didn't stop. Next run, same stretch, different night. This time no CB, just outside the truck. A knock on the passenger door. Soft, like knuckles on metal. I glanced over. Nothing but black trees and fog rolling off the river. Then the voice again. Tommy's voice, right against the glass. Ray, you gonna leave me out here again? I hit the locks, accelerator down. Heart hammering so hard I tasted copper. It kept happening. Every haul through those mountains, around the same miles, between mile marker 112 and 120 on 23, where the road dips into a deep cut with no shoulders and walls of rhododendron closing in. Sometimes CB, sometimes a knock. Once a shadow in the high beams that looked like Tommy standing on the yellow line, hands in pockets, head tilted like he was waiting. I started avoiding that route, took longer loops, paid extra fuel. But the company pushed loads that way, cheaper tolls, faster turnaround. One night in December, snow flurries starting, I had no choice. Rig loaded heavy with lumber from a mill near Banner Elk. I made it past 112. Fog thick as soup. CB silent. Then the voice. Not on the radio. From the bunk behind me. "Ray, why'd you leave me to die alone?" I whipped around. Empty bunk. But the air felt wrong. Colder, heavier, like the cab had shrunk. I smelled it then. Coal dust and hospital antiseptic. Tommy's smell from his last days. I talked to an old-timer at a rest area near Boone a week later. Gray-bearded guy named Earl who'd been running these roads since the 70s. I told him half the story, left out the name-calling part. He didn't laugh, just nodded slow. "That's how they get you," he said. "The hollers remember. Old things live in 'em. Haints, mimics, whatever you call 'em. They listen. Learn voices from the wind, from folks who passed through or passed on. Once they got a voice right, they use it. Pull you off the road, make you step into the trees." "Why me?" I asked. "Family ties," Earl said. "Blood calls loudest. They like unfinished business. Your brother, he's still got words for you, even if they ain't really his." I laughed it off then, but that night, heading back south, it escalated. Around 2 a.m., same cut in the road. Engine started missing, sputtering like bad fuel. I nursed it, praying for the next pull-off. Then the voice again. Tommy's. Pleading. "Ray, stop. I can't breathe. Help me." The rig lurched. Lights dimmed. I coasted to the shoulder, barely wide enough for the trailer. Killed the engine. Silence pressed in, thick and alive. I sat there, keys in hand, breathing shallow. Then I heard footsteps on gravel. Slow. Coming around the cab. I cracked the window an inch. "Tommy?" No answer. Just the footsteps circling.
Then from the woods, maybe 20 yards off, the voice again. Not pleading now, angry. Tommy's last words to me, the ones he rasped in the hospital bed before I walked out. "You always run, Ray. Always leave people behind." The footsteps stopped at the door. I felt weight on the step, like someone climbing up. I fired the engine. It caught. I slammed into gear, tires spinning on wet gravel. Something scraped along the trailer, long nails or branches, I don't know. I didn't look in the mirrors, just drove, made it to daylight, pulled into a lot in Johnson City, slept in the cab with the doors locked and the dome light on. I quit the southern runs after that, switched to Midwest flats, boring, straight, no hollers, no voices. But sometimes on quiet nights, even up here in Ohio, when the wind picks up through the trees near the rest area, I hear it. Faint. Tommy's voice. "Ray, I don't answer. I never will. If you're hauling through the Appalachians, especially those old 2 lanes where the mountains lean in close, keep moving. Don't pull over. Don't listen. Because if it knows your name, it's already too late." About 2 years ago, something started on the CB Channel 19, the trucker channel. Usually just chatter about black ice on the grades, rock slides, or who's got the best catfish at the little diners in Hazard. But around mile marker 47 on 23, right where the road drops into a deep holler with nothing but rhododendron walls and the occasional abandoned mine entrance, a voice would cut in. Always the same voice. Male, middle-aged, calm, a little tired. No twang, no crackle like bad mountain reception. Clear as if he was riding shotgun. "Breaker, breaker, anyone headed south? Got a breakdown just past 47. Could use a lift to the next pull-off." First time I heard it, I figured it was some local with a busted radiator or flat. I keyed the mic. "This is Big Rig 82, what's your 20? Need a tow?" Silence, no reply. The channel went dead quiet. No one else jumped in, which is weird because mountain truckers talk more than most. I shrugged, kept rolling down the grade, figured he found help or walked it off. But the next night, same run, same time, around 2:30 a.m., there it was again. "Breaker, breaker, anyone southbound? Breakdown at 47, need a ride to the next pull-off, appreciated." Exact same words, same tone. Not desperate, just matter of fact. I didn't answer, felt off. It happened every trip after that, always at 47, always the same request, no variation, just the loop. I started timing it, pulled over once at 46, killed the engine, listened to the wind through the trees. Right on cue at 2:37 a.m., my clock synced to GPS. The voice, "Breaker, breaker." I keyed up once more. "Who's this? You stuck out there every night?" Nothing. Dead air. After a few months, it got under my skin. I dread hitting 47. I'd turn the CB down low, pretend not to hear. But the voice always came through anyway, cutting the mountain quiet like a cold wind. One night in late fall, cold fog thick as smoke from old mines, moon low behind the ridges, I couldn't take it. I was tired, wired on coffee, and stupid enough to think confronting it would end the loop. I slowed at 46, hazards on, waited. Clock hit 2:37. "Breaker, breaker, anyone headed south? Got a breakdown just past 47, could use a lift to the next pull-off." I keyed the mic slow. "This is 82, I'm right here. Where you at? Flash your lights or something." Pause, longer than usual. Then, "Appreciate it. Pull up slow. I'm on the shoulder. Black pickup. Hood up." My heart kicked. No one else on the road. No lights ahead or behind. Just my high beams cutting the fog. I eased forward, past 47. There it was. An old Ford F-150 on the right shoulder, hood raised, no flashers, no hazards. Door open on the driver's side. A figure standing beside it. Tall, flannel shirt, jeans, ball cap. Looked normal. Too normal for these parts at this hour. I pulled alongside, window down. "You the one on the radio?" He turned. Face shadowed under the cap brim. "Yeah, thanks for stopping. Battery's dead. Mind if I ride with you to the next turnout? Got a buddy there with jumper cables." His voice matched the CB exactly. Calm, polite. I hesitated. Mountain truckers stop for each other, but something felt hollow. No tools scattered, no steam from the engine, no smell of burnt oil or coal dust. Just him. "Climb in," I said. Doors unlocked. He walked around, opened the passenger door, slid in smooth. No creak from the seat, no weight shift like a real person settling. He smelled like nothing. Not sweat, not road dust. Not even the faint metallic tang of a dead battery. We rolled. I kept glancing over. He stared straight ahead, hands in lap. "So, you break down here every night?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He didn't turn. "Just tonight. Appreciate the ride." We passed mile 48, 49. The road felt narrower, like the Laurel was leaning in closer. "You always say the same thing on the CB, I pressed. Word for word. He finally looked at me, eyes flat under the cap, no reflection from the dash lights. Habit keeps things simple. At mile 52, he spoke again. "You ever notice how quiet it gets out here? No crickets, no wind, just the engine." I listened. He was right. My rig's rumble was the only sound. No night noises from the holler. like the mountains had muted everything else. "Pull over," he said suddenly. "At the next marker, 55. I think my buddy's there." No marker at 55, just more fog and trees. But I slowed anyway, stupid, curious. I stopped, hazards clicking. He opened the door, stepped out, turned back. "Thanks for the lift," he said. "Next time, don't answer, just keep driving." He walked toward the darkness off the shoulder. No pickup in sight, no buddy, just him fading into the black laurel. I sat there, engine idling, watching. He didn't look back. After a minute, he was gone. The CB crackled once, his voice soft. "Breaker, breaker. Anyone headed south?" It began last spring. I'd park at a pull-off near Pikeville after a late drop, sleep in the bunk for a few hours, wake up to black grit on the dash, the floor mats, even inside my coffee mug if I'd left it open. Coal dust, fine, shiny, the kind that clings like wet ash. Not road dust, not from the load I'd hauled the day before. My trailer was empty, I'd swept it clean, but every morning more of it. A thin layer at first, then thicker like someone was sprinkling it while I slept. I cleaned it obsessively, blew it out with compressed air, vacuumed the cab, even left the windows cracked, thinking wind carried it in. Nothing helped. The dust kept coming back, always overnight, always in the same spots. Around the gear shift, on the steering wheel like fingerprints, and worst of all, inside the vents. I'd turn on the heat and black puffs would drift out, settling on my hands like cold soot. I mentioned it to a couple old-timers at a TA near Hazard. One guy, missing 2 fingers from a long-ago shear, just nodded slow. "Old seams breathe," he said. "They remember the men who went down and didn't come up. You haul their black gold, they figure you're family now. They'll mark you, keep marking you till you pay attention." I laughed it off. Thought he was half drunk. But the next run, things got worse. I was loaded heavy out of a tipple near Harlan, big semi of metallurgical coal headed south to a steel mill. Night run, moon hidden behind low clouds. Around 2 a.m., climbing a steep grade where the road hugs the mountain wall on one side and drops sheer on the other, the CB went quiet. No chatter, no static, just my engine laboring. Then a sound from the trailer, not shifting load, not chains rattling. A low scrape like fingernails on metal, slow and deliberate, moving from the back toward the cab. I glanced in the side mirrors, nothing but fog and taillights, but the scraping kept coming, closer, until it was right under me, under the 5th wheel. I pulled over at the first wide spot, hazards flashing, heart pounding, walked back with my flashlight. The trailer doors were secure, seals intact. No footprints in the gravel, but when I shone the light inside through the vents, I saw it. Black dust swirling in the beam like it was alive, settling into patterns on the floor, lines that looked almost like hands reaching up. I slammed the doors, got back in, drove on, told myself it was vibration, coal residue from the last load. But the dust in the cab was thicker that morning, and now it had a smell. Damp earth, old timber props, something metallic like blood. After that, the marks changed, not just dust. Scratches appeared on the inside of the doors, shallow at first, then deeper like someone had clawed trying to get out or in. I started sleeping with the cab light on, doors locked, but it didn't matter. The dust kept coming. The scratches kept appearing. I talked to Earl again, the old-timer. This time he didn't laugh. "Those old mines," he said, "they flooded back in the 30s. Whole shifts drowned when the water broke through. Company sealed them, but the men never left. They got trapped in the dark, breathing coal till it filled their lungs. Now the seams shift and sometimes they push things up, dust, gas, memories. You haul their coal, you're carrying pieces of them. They want out. They ride with you till they can breathe again. I asked what to do. Stop hauling from those deep pits, he said. Or give them what they want, let them out. I didn't understand then. But on my next run, same route, same load, the scraping came back. Louder, faster. Like dozens of hands now, pounding from inside the trailer. The CB crackled once, just once. A voice garbled, wet, like someone speaking through mud. I pulled into a wide turnout near the state line, engine idling. Fog so thick I couldn't see the road behind me. I sat there shaking, staring at the trailer in the mirrors. The dust in the cab was piled now, small drifts against the pedals, coating the gauges. I got out, walked to the back, unlatched one door, just cracked it. Cold air rushed out carrying black powder that swirled like smoke. For a second, I thought I saw shapes in it, outlines of men, hunched, faces gone to shadow, reaching. I slammed it shut, locked it, got back in the cab and drove like hell till daylight. I quit the coal runs that week, switched to dry goods, Midwest flats, no more mountains, no more hollers. But the dust still shows up sometimes, a fine layer on the dash after a long sleep, a faint scrape under the trailer when I'm parked alone. And late at night, when the wind picks up through whatever trees are nearby, I hear it again, faint, muffled from inside the cab. Out! If you're running those Appalachian backroads, hauling black gold out of the deep pits, check your cab in the morning, and if you see dust where there shouldn't be any, don't open the doors, because once they're in, they don't leave easy.